right now on Up with KREM, the Canadian border opens for Americans, but some COVID restrictions still remain in place.
After a pleasant weekend and even a little bit of rain, temperatures are on the rise and smoke is back in the forecast. I'll walk you through just why we approach 100 degrees by this weekend.
I'm happy. That's it. I'm just so happy for everyone on our team, for everyone involved with USA Basketball.
USA women's basketball walked off the court with another gold medal. The moments everyone is talking about online this morning.
Up with KREM starts right now.
It's official. After 17 months of being closed due to the pandemic, the Canadian border is now open for Americans.
Now that means families and friends can make their way across if they're vaccinated. This morning, we'll tell you more about what you need to know before making that trip.
But first, we do want to say good morning and welcome to Up with KREM. Happy Monday.
Happy
It can
Monday.
be a happy Monday.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's start the week on the right note. I'm Tim Pham.
And I'm Shannon Curtis. Let's go ahead and take a look outside with meteorologist Jeremy Lagoon. Now, we did get the weekend off from the heat, but I understand that it's making its way back. It's making a comeback.
Yeah. So as Tim said, TGIM. Right, Tim? TGIM.
Let's
It's what
go.
we say around here on Up with KREM. Let's go. It's Monday morning. Let's get you up and out the door early this morning because it's a nice, cool, chilly, somewhat cloudy start to the day for some of you. Others, you're in the cloud, and we're calling it fog. It's foggy following yesterday's round of showers that moved through. Here in Spokane, officially 5/100ths of an inch of rain. That's half of a tenth of an inch, which means it unfortunately doesn't help with the drought at all. You head to the north, though, Deer Park, more than a half an inch of rain yesterday. How incredible is that? Temps still sitting at 50 degrees, and we are socked in out at the airport. Airway Heights, oh, you're socked in as well. Low visibility there. Deer Park, you are in the fog, and here on the South Hill, we are as well. Downtown, not as much. Visibility about 8 miles there. Sandpoint visibility of about 3 miles, and ooh, look at that. It is near zero visibility at the airport early on this morning. But the good news is we've got moderate air quality. Low end of moderate, so open the windows, let in some of this cool air because you are going to need it. You want that house as cold as possible because later on this week, just trust me on that one. We're not going to talk about that yet. Remember, it's Monday. We got to keep those Monday vibes, right? Everybody loves Monday. Coeur d'Alene 46, Sandpoint 43, 49 in Moses Lake, and 58 in Wenatchee. There you go. Not a cloud in the sky, but clouds on the ground. That's that morning fog. And hour by hour, we are going to get rid of some of that fog once the sun gets high enough to kind of heat things up. We get above that threshold where you're close to the dew point. Then all of that fog dissipates, becomes water vapor in the atmosphere. And by this afternoon, we're looking at temps climbing up into the low 80s. It is going to be warm. It's going to be lovely. It's going to be blue sky. It's a TGIM. Let's not worry about the rest of the week just yet. We'll do that coming up in the full forecast.
Back to our big story this morning. The Canadian border is back open to non-essential traffic after about 17 months of being closed.
Now that means American citizens can now cross into Canada, but Canadians will have to wait until August 21st to come to the U.S. The U.S. Travel Association estimates that each month the border is closed costs $1.5 billion. Canadian officials say the country had 22 million foreign visitors in 2019, and 15 million of those were from the U.S.
Our sister station spoke with a family from Victoria who lined up early to cross into Canada.
We were in Victoria, separated from all of our family and most of our friends for a year and a half. So we finally felt like we needed to cross so we could reunite with them, and our moms are not in good health, and yeah, it was time to go.
Well, the Canadian border is back open to American citizens and permanent residents. However, the border is not open to everyone as some COVID-19 restrictions remain in place.
This morning, Nicole Hernandez joins us live from the newsroom to answer some common questions about the border reopening. Good morning, Nicole.
Yeah, good morning, guys. So one of the biggest questions about the opening is actually who can travel across the border. So the border is open to American citizens and permanent residents living here in the United States, but they have to be vaccinated at least 2 weeks before entering. Travelers have to bring their COVID-19 vaccination card or at least a photo of it, and they also have to submit it ahead of time through the ArriveCAN app or online through the ArriveCAN web portal. The second question we've been getting is, when will the Canadian border reopen to everyone who has been vaccinated? The Canadian government plans to reopen Canada's borders to the rest of the world on September 7th. That date, though, can change. Third, will I have to quarantine when I get to Canada? Fully vaccinated travelers who meet specific criteria will not have to quarantine when they get into Canada, but they will have to show at least a quarantine plan and be ready to isolate if they are ordered to. Fourth, will I need a negative COVID-19 test? Yes, people crossing across the border will need a negative COVID-19 test. You will have to take the test within 72 hours of crossing the border. Once you get to Canada, though, fully vaccinated travelers will not need to test again. And then the final question we have is, when will the U.S. open its borders to Canadians? Border restrictions for non-essential travel into the States from Canada will continue at least through August 21st. Only essential travel is allowed at this point, and U.S. citizens and lawful permanent residents returning to the country are allowed back into the country. And of course, as you decide those travel plans, you will still need the other necessary documents to travel into Canada, like your passport or your Nexus card. In the newsroom, I'm Nicole Hernandez.
It is time for your morning rush. More news in less time.
A missing backpacker has been found alive. 56-year-old Sherry Keller was reported missing on August 5th in Olympic National Park. Around 11 a.m. on Sunday, a King County Sheriff's Office helicopter spotted her east of Mount Steele. Keller was taken to the Mason County Hospital and is doing just fine.
The U.S. is now averaging more than 100,000 new COVID-19 cases a day. This new spike in cases is due to the Delta variant spreading through unvaccinated populations. Health officials say they are fearful cases will continue to soar if Americans do not get the vaccine. Right now, more than 50% of adult Americans are vaccinated.
Dr. Anthony Fauci says he's hopeful the FDA will give full approval to the COVID-19 vaccine. Now, currently, the FDA has only granted emergency use approval of the vaccine, but they are expected to give full approval to Pfizer soon. The Biden administration says they will not mandate vaccinations beyond the federal workforce. However, they are urging state and local governments to consider it. Starting today, Amazon will be requiring all 900,000 United States warehouse workers to wear masks indoors, regardless of their vaccination status. This move follows the steps of Walmart and Target in worker mask mandates. They have not implemented employee vaccination requirements, though, at this time.
A 41-year-old cold case victim in Washington state has been identified. In June of 1980, boaters found the body of 24-year-old Stephen Lee Knox from Wisconsin in the Snohomish River. He was initially dubbed a John Doe by investigators, but new technology identified Knox's DNA and led them to his siblings in Wisconsin. Investigators say this technology gives them hope for other cold cases in the medical examiner's office. That's your morning rush. More news in less time. Let us know what's happening in your neighborhood by using the hashtag #UpWithKREM on social media. A theater in Seattle is making more than a ticket mandatory for entry. So we want to hear from you this morning. Should private venues make a decision about vaccines? Vote in our Twitter poll right now. It's on Twitter, #UpWithTim. Right now, 72% of people saying yes, 27% saying no. And you still have time to weigh in. Text us your response, why or why not, 509-448-2000.
And as we head into the second half of the week, we have excessive heat watches in place across much of Washington, and that's as temperatures are expected to soar. That includes Coeur d'Alene as well. And we're forecasting, yeah, okay, I got that word this morning. We're forecasting temperatures up near 100 degrees Thursday through Sunday. But right now, air quality is good, temperatures are low. Open the window, let in some of that fresh air early on this morning, and enjoy this cooler weather while you still can.